Hey you, I'm Phil and welcome back to another episode of RimWorld. Not the same series as last time because unfortunately our colony died, departed, disappeared, vamoose, gone from the RimWorld? Well, it still exists. Anyhow, we're going to start a new series and this time I'm very keen to try a Lost Tribe scenario. This should be interesting. I haven't had a chance to play with it. I believe it is certainly harder to get machines. So what we start machines, and it should be interesting when it comes to the research and progression of the game. So the great thing about it is we actually start off with 5 people. It's really nice. I think, let's see. You got 1 person, 3 and 5, yeah. So 5 people with the Lost Tribes allow us to get a lot of things built a lot faster and work on our buildings. Now, this is going to be interesting with the amount of, well, better say limited, but with the simplicity, with our simple weapons. There we go. Trying to work out how to pronounce it. Go about this. Anyhow, let's get started. So once again, we'll be playing on. I want to play in rough. I think that's what we played on last time. Did we play on tense or rough? I cannot remember. Not brutal, not dangerous. So I'm going to try and rough, and I want this colony, I would love this colony to be the one that actually makes it off the RimWorld. Because the previous 2 colonies that we've had, both Flint and Milliways, have failed on us, which is kind of unfortunate. But no, so we'll start with the seeds, leave the size, and let's generate and see what happens. Okay, interesting map. So on the previous series, we've had a chance to play on mountainous biomes. So let's zoom in and take a look, shall we? So, mountainous biomes such as, thinking it was something like a desert terrain. Was it sort of, maybe it was not dunes. What am I thinking of? Flat terrain, but no. So, and then the previous one we had more of a foresty-like area. Rained a hell of a lot. I'd rather if we avoid that this time. So I think to sort of get the full environmental spectrum, so we're going to try something like this. We're actually going to try and move into, say, a frozen zone. Probably nothing too cold, just so we can grow some plants still. Yike. Minus average temperature in summer, minus 5.9. Knew it, thanks. And let's say that's 14, 15. I wonder if we can get a little bit warmer. I think this gets colder. Yes, it does. And then, yeah, that's all frozen sheets. I'd rather if we avoided those. Looking at the map, there's not too many other places. Let's see if we can try something like around here. So it's flat is, oops, I'm 1 tile off. Yeah, see that's a little bit warmer, limestone and marble. Looks like we could make a marble base again. Somewhere of 18.9 and negative, so we'll get freezing. Let's see which one's colder. This one. What about over here? Limestone, granite. It's all very good choices. But I would love it. Oh, Boral Forest. Terrain, mountainous. I wonder. Shouldn't have clicked that one. I wanted to click on this one. Biomes. Just biomes. Just elevation. Yep, I know that much. Fall gives us everything in rain. Okay, yeah, so all basically based on rainforests is the most intense site, of course, and then temperature. Yeah, which also makes sense. So sticking with probably something like that area here. Still mountainous, maybe we can go down a notch. So I want to get negative temperatures, but I still want to be able to grow plants relatively well. So I'm thinking just here. So once again, we'll overlay the full overmap. Overmap? That's an interesting way of interesting name to call this, but no. We're going to probably put this just on the edge here. Temperature, yep, I'm keen. This is where we're going to know. It's large hills, so we should have some mountains, which we aren't going to mine into. I just realised we really don't want mountains. They've been disastrous for us given the bugs. Just check. Anything else you want to change? No, we're going to leave those. Don't want to destroy my computer. So, onto the characters now. We have 5 people. Each person, of course, will only do a maximum of up to 3 re-rolls. That keeps things a little bit interesting. Hopefully we don't get anyone too terrible like Bertha. Yeah, I still don't like Bertha. Bertha's annoying. If you wonder who Bertha was one of our colonists in the previous series, Season 2. Well, let's not worry about her, because she is long and forgotten. So, start with the first person. Olga. You are a fire tender and a weaver. You are 36 years old. Anything much we need to worry about? Crafting, melee, shooting, trigger happy, you're capable of everything. I'm going to leave you. You sound fine. You're also melee and a brawler, crafter. Okay, you're the first person we're going to try and reroll. You already got minor malnutrition. It's an interesting health effect to already have, but no, keep it going. Melee again, so that was one roll. Try it again, I'm not too keen on these. 2 rolls, ooh, animal. That balances things out relatively well, and you're only 23 years old. I'm happy about that. Apart from you dislike men, that might make things a little awkward. And you're a apostrophe. Which is fair enough. I'm going to let you be, because I think you're fine. On to Locust. So, what are you, Locust? A scavenger and a scout in adulthood. Can't dumb labour or firefight. Well, 2 things I kind of actually want you to have. Try it again. You're incapable of social, bad back, you're 64, I'd rather you're heat tolerant. That's not actually going to be a big thing because this is a frozen biome, or somewhat of a frozen area. Though everything else is relatively good, it's just a pity about the age. Try it once more. Yeah, dumb labour, and I think this is the last time. Because that was the third one. Because I wasn't counting, I think. I'm going to leave that as the third one, so... This is who we got. They've actually got relatively good skills overall. Unfortunately, an arterial blockage. Blood pumping -5. I wonder how that affects them overall. Well, I guess we can only find out in the game, because we're stuck with them now. So, the loner. Kanga the loner. What are you good at? You're incapable of social. Growing's not bad. Medicine's pretty good. And finally, we actually have someone who has some passion in shooting, which is what I'd prefer, because I'm not too keen on melee given how much damage people take. Let's see, 2 smart T-Toller. I'm very tempted to reroll. Okay, I'm going to let you be, and we'll move on to the next person. So, Laxi the Weaver. Growing, construction, cooking, got a lot of passions for everything. You might not be too bad, but your age. So yeah, we'll reroll and try it again. 47, not too keen, that's 1 roll. 2 rolls, 37. Okay, let's take a look. Violent, scary. No, we need to roll you again. Hey, looks like I got a bit of bad luck. That was the 3rd roll, and now we're stuck with someone who has an alcohol addiction, has Alzheimer's, which is really quite horrible, and a bite scar, and you're generally good at everything. Well, bad luck. We're going to stick with you, so you're probably going to be one of the first people to knock off at 88 years old. Wow, that's impressive. So, this is our colony. Trado the Weaver, Falcon the Weaver, Trosma the Healer, Kanga the Loner, and Val the Chief, with Alzheimer's. Yeah, that's not a bad start. Hopefully we can keep these people alive for longer than we did most of our other colonists. So, let's see what happens. The gods were very angry. The blood machines came out at night. They swept through your village, cutting and burning your people with blades and devil fire. Only a few of you escaped. Now, after a harrowing journey on foot, there are no close friends to turn to. You must build a new home in the wilderness, like your ancestors did. How's that for a beginning? So, whereabouts are we? And let's take a look at what things are available to us. So, a lot of trees, pretty barren. There are a few more hills than I anticipated. Hopefully we don't have to deal with too many bugs. If we do choose to mine into them, probably just leave them be. Well, actually, we'll see what happens. I think it's probably a bit too early to try and guess and work out what to do about them. But, okay. In terms of the zones, like, just walling ourselves in here wouldn't be too bad. It gives us an undercover area. Fortunately, if you want to expand, it does leave us, because it's too close to one of the edges than I'd like. It's also very far away, in case we are hauling any items, which of course we are. So maybe we should push down south. South doesn't look any friendly in terms of areas we can wall off and defend. Because of course I don't want to be able to wall straight down and straight across. And let's see, this is marsh now. We can't build on marsh from memory. Let's check. and not enough stored. Yeah, so you can't build on marshland, so we're going to have to avoid these areas. That actually makes things a little difficult, and we certainly can't get the moisture pump anytime soon. Okay, so we need to avoid marshland now. Yeah, that doesn't... that really doesn't help us out. Tempted just in this little outgrowth? Or whatever you want to call this. A little hole here that we could dig into. It means we could wall it off and we already have a small room under cover. It's a thought. But unfortunately might have to do a bit of mining to the mountain for our defense. Actually, I don't think we have very good mining skills anyhow. Huh. Okay, I think the best thing we can do is probably just build just here. It's avoiding the marshland. We're capable of building there. Of course, wooden walls, given that we're only tribal. And it still leaves us about in the centre, which is where I prefer to be, especially early on. At a later point in time, I don't think it's as much of an issue, because we should be able to defend ourselves, but no. But with that said, we have some caribou around. That makes for some good eating. I wonder. What happens if I tell them to be hunted? Okay. Doesn't tell us that they're going to rage on us. So, let's see, work skills. Okay, so things have already been set up roughly for us. I'm going to probably... I'll leave them on automatic priorities for the time being. And also just turn hunting off for those three. Just so they don't do it, I'd rather we get the building and hauling started. So, when it comes to our layout, that's the next thing we would work on. A lot of things to get started and a lot of things to do, but see how it goes. If we could get a wall, I think a wall from here, and down and across, should be roughly a minimum distance there. Pulling it down here. I know this is too big of an area right now to sort of work with, but, you know, hear me out. Oops, don't want to do that. Try it again. Going to pull the wall just over to this one. Trying to reuse as much of the landscape as possible when we wall things off. The other option as well is not to build this wall and to go up and across. No, because that's one too high. I'd prefer it down one. No, okay, so that's fine down there. We've still got enough room to do things. Hopefully this also doesn't roof the area. This actually may be roofable. Well, there's a thought. And then we'll just build a wall, probably coming straight down from here. Straight down? Yeah, that looks fine. It gives us enough of an area for the time being. So that's going to be the rough walls that we're going to start to work towards and build. So we'll need some rooms to work with next. So small little barracks, I think we'll do it in the corner. We will build in the corner. Nice thing about it is we have some components. I don't think we can use them given our skills. So let's see. Going to build off the wall. It's going to be, what's that, about 5 there. It's going to be a small room if we do this, but I think it will turn out. Whoops. Clicking to all the wrong places right now. Try it again. Cancel and cancel. Also a door. There we go. I think that will work out fine for us. And then we can build a few other walls and continue on this pattern. Now, hauling zone. So we need that was intending to be a zone for sleeping. So we'll move on to a, whoops, not a silver door. Don't be a silver door. We want to then work on a zone for storage, a stockpile zone. So my thought initially is a place that's sort of right off here. Of course, doing sort of a very smallish sort of zone. It's not a smallish zone, it's a smallish building and very tight corridors. Because I'm wondering if we can use sort of a maze of corridors to sort of slow down our enemies if they break into our buildings. Well, that's my thought currently. And I think this can be then turned into a stockpile zone of some sorts. So, zones, whereabouts are you? Stockpile? Yes. Mark this one as a stockpile, and most of those items should get hauled across. It's nice that we have some pemmican. That really does help us out, and of course I'm forbidding all the wood. That's all the wood. There we go. Pemmican. What's that? All the weapons. Medicine. Hey, we actually have some medicine. I probably should have read through what we actually had when we started. Any other items? Got some silver, which I guess has to be hauled into our zone before it counts. And that's enough to get started. Actually, manual priorities. Get the hauling done, and then I'll flip it back to automatic. Speed it up, and yep, people should get working. Now, this is a very big area to deal with at the start. I'm just wondering if we could make it smaller again. You know what? I've changed my mind. I have an idea. I'll actually... Will I mark it using... No, I was just thinking we'll mark it using the tools, the planning tools. There we go. I was wondering where they were because I was looking at the zone area going, that's not it. No, we'll go back into the structure and we'll work it out. So, cancel. Oops, didn't mean to click there. I'm going to get rid of those, and I have another idea. Let's see if we can do the rooms in sort of like strips. That's my thought now. Sort of like a grid-like fashion of sort of blocks of rooms. You'll see what I mean in just a second. So, let's see what we can do here. This is what I'm thinking. We'll make this into another room. And maybe make this into a corridor here, and then pull it down to around here, and then this can be like another set of doorways or something. So we can put doors pretty much everywhere, and the idea is then you can turn this one into a room of its own. Actually, with that I could probably move the end there, maybe a door here, turn this one into its own miniature room. They're all a little bit ad hoc in shape, but I think this will make into an interesting colony if we follow something like this. Of course, trying to avoid a lot of mining where possible. I think we will end up mining some of these little areas out, but that should still work. Okay, so I actually, when I considered it, should have done this in planning tools. Let's grab those tools out and quickly just remap over it. There we go. Fix that up just with a planning tool. Of course, I've had to modify it a little bit, but I think that's what we'll be aiming for the time being. So let's continue letting these guys do the hauling and then get about doing the work. Oh, hello. There's some elk over here. Looks like they won't have to run all the way over here to grab or to hunt these caribou after all. So I'll unflag them and get to these guys down here. So hunt those caribou. Oh, elk. Actually, what am I doing? That's careless of me. Let's hunt a couple of elk because we don't certainly have the storage and they may go rotten. Okay, we'll leave it flag and then we'll work out what to do next. So you guys should have... Yeah, so okay, so you're still doing all the hauling, a bit of work to get those... Hello, what are you carrying? Short bow, okay. And then we're also remembering, of course, to set up the items for the people. Oh, we have a Yorkshire Terrier, right. Hey, free food, right? Probably not. Oh, and there's actually, is that berry bushes? That is berry bushes. Well, that makes our life a little easier. Okay, well, let's actually set the priorities back to automatic and let people get around to doing some work. So, yep, people are building it, excellent. Hopefully the roofing gets done as well. Ah, I love this. Starting fresh and being able to build stuff without having to worry what the hell is going on or where the bugs are at. Nice. Is the roofing going to be done or will I have to zone it? To be honest, I can't tell. But yeah, let's chop down a couple of trees as well because they don't need to be around. How many wanderers do we have? People without jobs? Yep, you're wandering. Let's check your restrictions. Yep. So you'll, of course, have to fix up all these to be back to what we normally do. So, of course, removing those and just the 2 hours per night, just so they just to force them into bed, and then they can get up when they're ready to get up, when they've had enough sleep. So another thing we should have done is actually build a door. So unfortunately that was a bit of a waste of wood, but we can do that, and door there, door there. Looks like we're fine. So yeah, I'm actually going to use the tool just to mark a few trees to be chopped. How about mining? Yeah, even mining we could just tell them to do this, and yeah, there's the roofs. Awesome. So I'm going to put a few sleeping spots down if I remember which tab it's under. You know, after 2 seasons, I still cannot remember this. Is it miscellaneous power? Tell me. It's a crafting spot. Actually, we'll need one of those. I think at the time being we can just place it there at the end of the corridor. I don't intend to put a door anytime soon. I might actually put another building there. That would work. Okay, well there's a crafting spot. I'll work out what we can do there. But no, I want a sleeping spot. I probably looked at it and gone right past it. Marriage spot, party spot, nope. Miscellaneous. Production. Where it is, I'm going to pause just so I don't get distracted by people running around on the screen. Structure, no. Furniture. Oh, it's under furniture. I don't think... Every time I think about it, I don't think furniture because it's a sleeping spot. I don't think... Because there's no components or any material used in a sleeping spot. So, okay, let's place this down. Rotating, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4... And 1 at the head of the bed. Head of the bed? end of the room. There we go. That's all 5 people and 1 for an animal, 2 for an animal. We have an animal called Death, and let's check. We have Death the cat, Bill Boy the Yorkshire Terrier, and Star the monkey. Huh. How about that? Okay, well, it looks like we might need a couple of beds. It's very tight, this room, but there's 3 places for the animals to sleep when they're ready to. Okay, that's a very good start for the first night, or the first day. First day, because we're only just hitting night now. So, one of the next things we'll have to work out is where our production room will be. Thinking of turning this one into the production room, because this seems to be the best location, and then I think also a door from over here to here, because then we can have like a 3-way door, or 3-way door, a set of 3 doors in a very close or tight location. And what are you doing? I'm not keen on that. I haven't given anyone weapons yet either. Or as long as no one's really dying or getting injured, let's just check. Artery blockage, yeah, we know about that one. Alzheimer's, yeah, that's gonna be fun to deal with. Oh yeah. But no, so far we're safe. And that was the cat. The cat was hunting a raccoon. Well, I wonder if we can get one of the people to actually haul it in before they go to sleep. You're wondering? How about... Okay, the corpse is reserved by Death. Consume the corpse, haul the corpse. Okay, I guess we can't haul the corpse because we don't have a location to put it. I need to mine out that corner block and haul these blocks to another location as well. Huh. This is going to be interesting. Well, I'll let these people sleep and I will continue to market, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Continue to mark out the rooms, that's what I meant. Gosh, I am not being very straight with my words tonight, am I? Oh, hello, sweet morning. Really good to see our bases slowly coming along, and eventually these things will be built when people are ready to get work done. Fortunately, you're all going for work now. So this room, of course, will be our manufacturing room, I think. And then this one, I think, maybe will body storage or something. I don't know. That's one of the first ideas I've had. Now, so we'll go into production and we'll see what we can do. Butchers, fuel stove, simple research bench. Well, research bench is going to be one of them, and oh my god, it's one off. That's going to annoy me to all hell. And it's also one off in the center of the room. I can't place it on this side. Maybe I'll just place it in this room. It's not a really great space. It's not a very spacious room either. Okay, let's deal with it. It's going to be one off. Please don't kill me. Yeah. That's annoying me. That's really going to annoy me, but we're going to leave it as at that. Would have preferred if we could center it. What's going on? So we have Starvation, Falcon. Oh, our power cam was eating that fast. I am a little bit slow at this. Okay, let's speed things up then. Butcher's table. I'd rather not put it in this room. How about placing it over here? Because I think this would be a good location. Keeps the blood and all the splatters out the way, and still is indoors. Next thing is a fuel stove. Just thinking in terms of where the food is and how people navigate. Yes, that's I was just thinking really hard there. I was like, which place do I put it? No, we're going to place it there. That's where the fuel stove is going to be. Unfortunately, it's going to burn through a wood. Unfortunately, well, not really. We've got a lot of wood and berries around the places. I wonder, ready to harvest. Awesome. Maybe we can just order them to be harvested and we can get a little bit of food for our colonists. So people should start working on that. Okay. Or not. Depends on what their work skill is. Harvest grown crops. Okay, well, maybe I'll just flick all these on and see what we can do. The other one is plant cutting. Not missing anything, am I? Flick doesn't really happen anytime soon. We won't be able to do that anytime soon without power and electricity and the rest of the works. So Val, skill of 11 and 3. So when Val knocks over because of, or kills over because of old age, we'll shift Trado on to doing research. But anyway, I think that's set up. That's inside. I think let's get some mining works done. So as much as I've been trying to avoid mining, we'll just probably space it out. I still want to use the outside wall if possible, because it will provide better defense than a wooden wall will. There we go. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is work out who to give items to, because I still haven't given bows and arrows and the rest of the works to people. So you've got an artery blockage. I'm wondering its character I'm looking at. Melee. Okay, you've got shooting. You're also the old guy who will kill over, so that's going to be a no. Guess 14. Where's a 6? 6 with passion. So, Choco. Kanga Choco. You're going to be the one with the bow, because you've got the best skill when it comes to it. So, let's see. Normal quality and normal quality. Lucky us, normal qualities. All the way around. Trado, nope. You certainly have no skills. Melee is not fantastic with you. Trosma. Trosma, of course, will give you a melee weapon. I like the idea of giving you the knife. And then Falcon, I think, will be fine to give you, say, pillar. And then who is left? I should double check. Let's let people get this done. Yeah, people are eating the berries which are on the ground. Yeah, so that fixes the starvation. Awesome. Also, we need a place to haul these rocks. Just realised that because that's part of the hauling zones again. So dumping stockpile, I'll put this around the corner, it keeps it out of view and will keep things relatively, quote unquote, relatively pretty for the time being. Probably not very nice. We could put some wooden floors down. It's a thought. But no, well, let's just leave that be. That's a hauling zone. They'll dump carcasses and blocks there. So yeah, they are already going ahead and doing it. Awesome, that gives a bit of space in this room to work with. So what I'm thinking of is, let's see, where am I? Thinking of doing, what was I thinking of? Whoop, I've forgotten. That's not good. Well, I'm going to put this as a body zone, because we have the butcher's table in here, so they might as well store the bodies in here. So make a new stockpile zone, make it just... Don't want to make it too big, so we'll leave it that size. I might end up mining some of the wall again, so maybe this block as well. And we'll set the storage walls to meats, raw foods. I wish it was sort of like an automated, you could click on the menu and just sort of say, we want only foods, or only sort of certain types of food, or items which degrade. You could just click on it on the menu. So you have to search through and go, which items do I really want? But no, we know which items we want for this one. All we want is animal corpses. Human corpses, I guess, will be fine. We don't plan to eat them unless we get desperate. So, yeah, that seems fine. Also, I'm wondering, anything on Joy? We have horseshoe pins. Let's get that set up, and it'll be one good thing for our colonists. So, in terms of location, probably, because I'm probably going to end up building buildings all around this area. Put it out on this side. Might clear a few of the trees as well. So, let's see. One horseshoe. Is that one horseshoe pin? And that should be enough for people to play with. Also, I was going to order people to chop down some wood. Let's just chop all these trees, which... Interesting. Does it come under cut plants as well? Yeah. It means that some of those trees weren't ready to be harvested, that's why. But that's fine. That's a lot of work for our people to do. And yeah, after they finish building and doing the rest of the works, I think we'll move on to... What is one colonist idle? Val. Okay. We'll move on to getting bedrooms, improving the food, and continuing on from there. I really hope that in this episode we can get around to finding out what this colony will be named. I think for this time I'll be sticking with the auto-generated names. But unless... Yeah, just auto-generated names. I think that's going to be the best thing for us. Anyhow, why aren't these being made? Oh, these need steel. Whoops. I was a bit puzzled there what's going on. No, but first thing we can do at least is butcher creature and do it until you have... Whoops, do forever. I always make that mistake. Anything in bills? Okay, troubleware, shivs, clubs, short bows, smoked leaf. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that. That is a bad thing. Growing zones. Let's actually turn the left side here into growing zones. Oh, and that's mining. Okay, let's work out... First thing is make sure our buildings will get built. I need to do these in the right order, otherwise I might forget it. So here's some steel. Let's mine it out. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, that'll be plenty enough steel for the time being. Hopefully people can get it done. When it comes into mining, no they can't. Okay, well, flick it all on. People will work on it then. Now, it seems like I can expand the bottom zone as well. So stockpile zone, pull it out over those. Awesome. And up there. No, I didn't want that. Didn't want a new zone. I wanted to expand that zone. Try it once more. There we go. So that should work out. And it's on to another night of all things. Well, hopefully the steel will get mined out and these buildings will start getting made. It should allow us then to start hunting animals, also growing plants, and there's a lot of berries around. Huh, well, that will make our life very easy. Need meal source, need defences. Okay, and oh, we've got our first food poisoning of the series. Kanga. That's a bit of bad luck. And we need defences as well. Okay. A lot of things to work on. So when it comes to which direction they'll come from, to be honest, I have no idea, and unless I build defences the full way around, don't think it's going to matter too much. Where I place the sandbags down, assuming I can build them. That's where am I looking for? Security, yeah. You can build sandbags, which require steel. Looks like I should have got onto that a little earlier. Well, I guess that will, I'll learn about that. Learn about that? That taught me a lesson? No, it hasn't taught me a lesson yet. Huh. Okay, well, let's just get on to see if we can harvest a few more berries, because that should do wonders for our group, and then on to the growing. A lot of work to get done, but I probably should have got that done on the first day. Well, the first day was planning. We're going to call it. First day was planning. So let's build a small little field where we can't build. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, 6x6 and also another 6x6, which is really not a 6x6 because of a lot of that stone ground there, probably. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, how about this? Also then make another field of 6x6 out here. Just a small little zone for us to grow things. So when it comes to the first items we want, potatoes always do well, regardless of where they're planted. Same with, so I think maybe leaving those two as potatoes. This field will be, well, not going to be trees, because we certainly have enough of those around the place to hunt. Hunt? You don't hunt a tree, you chop a tree down. Get it straight, Foo. Now, smoked leaf, that might help with moods. I think we're still fine with that. I think I will go ahead and do that, and then the other patch will be, whereabouts is it? Cotton's an idea, because then we can start producing clothing. I don't know if we're quite there yet. We can always make another field if we choose to do so, but I think having a second plant, probably corn, and that should work out fine. And I'm hearing more hunting. What is going on? Probably death, isn't it? Death, the cat is killing things all around. I'm assuming that was Death. Or was it Star? You've got a bite scar. Let's just check out animals then. Oh, yes, I know. Thank you for telling me. So, Death is... You have your right eye torn out. I don't know if that happened then and there. And Star, yeah, bite scar. Okay, that's fair enough. Now, I am hoping that the name for our colony pops up soon. I want to continue until we get to that point. But no, we're going to keep things moving on and see what happens. So, yep, okay, we've got our steel. We need defences. I do know that. Haven't worked out where to put people yet. Probably going to place the defences maybe just here or a bit further out. I like the idea of putting it a little bit further out. Means that we might have to run, and we should be able to swerve through all the trees and should be safe. Hopefully they come from the north or east. Yeah, okay, that should do it, and that shouldn't use too much steel either. Oh, you failed? I'll try again. Keep us going. So, let's also move some of the trees, just so we got a good field of view. I think these rocks will also have to be hauled at some point in time as well. Probably not now. Okay, well, let's see. We want to, this time, cut plants, not harvest, because harvest only cuts plants which are ready to be harvested, of course. So, I'm thinking... just probably this area. It's a lot of work to get done though. It'd also give us a fairly large amount of wood. And visitors, well, that's a pleasant surprise. And yeah, let's mark that down. It's a lot of work. That said, I could probably also mark some of these we get done. I don't think we have a storage space or something like this, and yeah, that's a lot of work. Oops, I didn't mean to do that just there. Can I cancel it? Yep, I can. Okay, cool. There we go. A lot of work to get done, a lot of steel, and don't think we have the storage space. This should be fun. I mean, the wood should be able to stay outside for a while longer anyhow. So, fuel stove, and let's do a simple meal. Do until you have, let's see, we have 5 people in our colony, so we're probably looking at, say, 15 to 20 meals. Don't remember, they only eat meals 2 times a day, morning and, so breakfast and dinner. So, if we have enough meals to keep us over for 2 days, then that's 20 meals. So that's probably what we're aiming for then. 20, and yeah, the visitors are leaving. They didn't have anything. Oh, wait, you had items to trade. Whoops. Can we get someone over there? Wonder if we can. I think Val was the best person when it came to chatting anyhow. Social of 10. Oops, was that? No, that's a social of 5. I think Val won't be able to make it in time anyhow, because he's probably going to be fast walkers. Let's see, you going to make it over there in time? Will. Awesome. Well, maybe we could sell a bow. We're not selling a bow. Okay, that was a waste of time. Oh, and there we go. Huzzah! I was waiting for this moment. No, we haven't gone too far over time either, because as I've said in many other videos, I tend to try and keep them to quote-unquote half an hour. But no, since it seems like you're going to be here for a while, Kanga thinks you should name this, or give this community a name. What should it be called? They've suggested Sun Village. I like that name. We're going to call it Sun Village. Okay, the community is now known as Sun Village. So welcome to the Sun Village on the far corner, in the far corner of this universe, on a desolate RimWorld, somehow surrounded by pirates and villains and lots of nasty things. Well, I think this is a good point to leave it for this episode. Our people will have a lot of work to get done, so you will get to enjoy that at the very start of the next episode. So if you have anything to say, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this episode, feel free to press the like button. Also, it always helps. Wow, Death, you are one vicious cat. It always helps, what was I saying? If you like the video, it always helps promote these videos and helps get it out there, and hopefully I can grow this channel into something which for all to enjoy. So, as I've said in the past, and will say in the future, I'll see you around sometime.